Hello. Welcome to Please Excuse My Potty Mouth podcast. Thank you so much for tuning in this week. My name is Sam. We have a special guest in the building today, Mr. Julius Carter, a.k.a. Jay.
Yes, sir.
Jay, would you introduce yourself to the people?
How you doing, Jay Carter? That's all I got to say for now.
Boy, you better say some more shit than that. Come on,
Hey,
now.
man, what y'all want to know?
Say some shit then.
Hey,
Favorite rap album.
something by Tribe Called Quest, probably Low in Theory. That's what I'm going to roll with. That's my group, Tribe Called Quest.
Right on, brother, right on. It's your boy, D-Y, a.k.a. the Doctor on the check-in. We got a jam-packed show for y'all. Prayers go holla at him.
We back at it, man. About time we got Jay with us. It's been a long fucking time. It's been a long time.
They've been trying to get me here for a minute. Now, I ain't
Like
going
a
to lie.
motherfucker, dog.
It's been my fault, but I'm here today. We're going to make this happen.
Yes, sir, yes, sir.
All right. Well, now we got that out of the way, man. Tribe Called Quest?
Tribe Called Quest.
That's
You got a problem?
solid. That's solid.
Nah, not at all. Is 21 Savage a good rapper?
Hell no.
Okay, good.
Okay. This might come back to haunt me later, but hey, call it like I see it. It is what it is, all right?
I guess you can stay.
Boy,
It's one of Sam's favorite rappers.
Really, Sam?
Because y'all don't be listening to it. I just see it.
21 Savage ain't trash, man. He ain't trash.
Hey, he's pretty trash.
Alright.
He's pretty trash.
It's not my job to convince you of an album that you won't listen to.
Can't do it.
Exactly.
Can't do it. I heard it.
Y'all heard his new joint with J. Cole, right?
Nope.
See, that's a solid-ass joint. All right, y'all need to hear that shit. It's
Okay.
called A Lot. 21 Savage featuring
Yeah.
J. Cole. Listen
Yeah.
to that shit.
Because you said I'm going to check it out.
My nigga. Right on, brother. Right on. Appreciate
And then
it.
when I call you and say this is garbage, you
I guarantee you that shit's going.
I bet you that shit is garbage.
Alright.
You know what? The reason why you say 21 is a good rapper is because that's how trash rap is now. So you just have to look for somebody who's just average.
No, that's not why. Because I actually listen to words when I listen to music. Unlike just looking at a persona and then going off of that.
Give us your best 21 Savage verse.
So I'll ask a question. Do you think lyrically rap has taken a step back from where it used to be back in the day? When Nas and people like that were coming up?
Tremendous. It fell to cardiac arrest.
I think it's just two different eras, you know? I mean...
No,
that-
I don't think it has. Because
What?
you have to look for the music you want to listen to. No one wants to go look for that music. That music is still readily available for actual lyrics that you want to listen to. But nobody wants to go out and then find them. Because they're not putting on a show that's getting all the likes and shit. So people will gauge towards negativity. Like, Bad Baby, people made that bitch famous. They talk so much shit about her, you made her famous.
This is my thing. I think it's two different eras. Back in the day, in the 80s, the golden era of hip-hop, 80s, 90s, there was a lot of gimmick rap, you know, like Tekashi 6ix9ine and Crime Life and people like that. There wasn't a lot of gimmicky rap going on. Now it's like Sam said, there's a lot of lyricists out there still, you know? You just gotta go and find it, you know? It's not at the forefront because all these people, you know, out here on YouTube with colored hair and all this bullshit, they're being pushed in the spotlight.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
I would say lyrically, actually, rap has gotten better. I would say what's pushed to the forefront is people do crazy things to stand out.
Yeah, absolutely.
And, you know, and not to talk about rap, but if you take Lady Gaga and how she was when she first came out, nobody paid attention to her. She started doing all this craziness, and then people started paying more attention to her. I think it's the same thing if you take J. Cole, Kendrick Lamar, somebody like that. Mm-hmm. Lyrically, you got some of the best lyricists out there. But what gets pushed to the front for it, like you said, is the Tekashi 619s and all those other jokers, because that's what, it's easier to promote them and take advantage of them than somebody like a Kendrick Lamar. You got to think of it from the corporation aspect. Who can I take more money from? Who can I take advantage of? These kids that don't even want to sit up here and talk about what's going on in their own communities, or these brothers that have their head on straight that's actually giving you good content and actually have something socially conscious to say.
Well, I think on the smaller scale, though, you got people like Big Crit that, you know, one of the best lyricists out there, but he doesn't get the credibility. He doesn't get the
That was because of his bullshit label deal with Def Jam.
Yeah,
Def Jam has ruined a lot of people's shit because of how they became after Russell actually stepped down.
It's not just Def Jam though. It's every label. You know,
Well,
or either you're signed or you're unsigned.
So you know what the most famous rappers are right now? You know what they're all signed to? Atlantic Records. You know what Atlantic Records does? They find people off Instagram. They put them on like studio mills. So they'll literally give every artist the exact same beat. And like everyone put whatever you want to this beat, and then we're gonna go who we think has the best track to it. So you have the reason why that Bodak Yellow song went off. That's a Kodak Black song. They flipped for Cardi B, and they're both to Atlantic. Bad Baby's on Atlantic. Fucking 21 Savage has ties to fucking Atlantic.
But just think of it as a puppy mill. But for rappers,
Yeah.
that's all it is. It's a way to cut your bottom line costs, but to get something out there.
They even signed that one little kid, the Walmart kid.
It did?
Yeah, he signed Atlantic Records.
That dude's smashing. Bring him back.
He has a new song.
You do?
Yeah, it was his whole EP. He had 5 songs on it.
I'm not surprised that you listen to this whole EP.
Because I listen to music. Y'all be listening to shit. I just want to judge it.
But you think of those 5 songs.
I'm not gonna lie, like I'm not. I'll listen to a lot of new shit.
One good
I'll listen
song,
to like
one
the
is
shit that
famous.
I know about. Yeah.
It's just so much music out there. It's hard to sit down and listen to everything. You know, I got a life. I can't listen.
That's real.
To a whole bunch of music. If I find something hot or something,
real, though. I mean,
I'm on Thursdays and Fridays. Thursday night, music drops at 9 p.m. What are the new albums that came out?
But I feel like you
I'm
you
rolling.
sitting down and listening to a compilation of songs, and they're whack. You know, you get through halfway through the album and it's whack. You gonna sit there and listen to the rest of the album?
Yes.
No power to you, then, brother.
I gotta find it. Like
I can't do that.
my time is valuable. I can't get my time back. And if I'm listening to garbage, I'd rather do something else.
I gotta really be interested in the artist to really listen to their whole album. Even artists that I am fucking with, I don't even listen to their shit.
How do you find new artists to listen to then?
I listen to Little Brother, dog. That's the only thing I listen to, bro. For real. You know what I'm saying? I don't really listen to a lot of new shit.
I find new artists like sales, word of mouth.
Word of mouth.
That means someone like me had to sit down and tell you.
Right.
Like,
but you have the time to invest in that.
Rhapsody.
I got to keep
I fuck with Rhapsody.
when I told you about fucking her,
Yeah,
Caesar,
did I not listen to it?
it's like, what I do? I just sit there and listen to music.
Yeah.
Eric
time to
Dolan is another good revenue or avenue for music as well. You just put that shit on, boom, and you come up with all kind of new shit. You know, so
I hate Pandora.
I love Pandora. Pandora Premium,
I fuck
no
with
commercials.
I spoke of Spotify Premium.
I like them all.
I fuck with Spotify. Only because it incorporates in my life. It's on the Xbox, it's on my phone. I can move with it. I can play it loud. I can do that.
Right on, right on.
I wish Tidal was on there, but it's not.
Don't you have a title account?
Yeah, but it's not on Xbox.
Oh.
I can't move for
Wait.
Tidal.
You need to get off Xbox.
The one
Get off Xbox. Let it go.
Nah.
for the rich and famous.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? I gotta be able to move with it and do different things with it. And Spotify.
I want everyone to go listen to 21 Savage's song "Nothing New" and then tell me he's not rapping about real shit.
You rap real shit all life.
It probably is. He just,
No,
Was he not?
See, I want to hear butt.
Okay,
you saying a butt, you ain't listening to the song.
We're gonna listen to the song.
This is what we do. We make a deal. We all go listen to the song. Come back here next week and let you know what we think. How about that? I'm
That's
down
fine
with that. Okay.
That's fine with me.
And I give you an honest opinion on
And
that.
that was his first real studio album.
What's the name of the song again?
Nothing new.
Nothing new.
So has he changed since that first real album? Because sometimes money will make you change.
No, he's gotten better.
Okay.
And talking about even more real shit.
So if you want to book in what he's done so far, that's the first song to listen to. Now in his latest one, what would be the song to listen to?
Probably.
To see how he's grown. If you said listen to these two songs, what would it be?
The song about his mom. What's the name of that song? It's like the 12th track on his latest project.
Right. So what's the first song again?
Nothing new.
Nothing new. And then what about his mom?
Yeah.
All right.
And let's do
to
a lot too, featuring J. Cole.
Well, J. Cole is still showing that one. So
Well, that's still that one song that.
If you listen to that song, you listen to the live version he did on Jimmy Fallon, where he added another verse and didn't put J. Cole's verse on the show because J. Cole wasn't there.
Really?
Then because then he starts talking about all the shit that's actually going on. Like he actually mentioned ICE and the stuff that was happening to him before he got arrested.
Oh.
So that's why one of the things was a trigger for them to go after him.
It has that song
see?
a lot. It says so a lot. How much money you got? A lot. That's all.
Yeah.
That shit's trash.
Oh man, you know Come on, dog.
That's the song. Never makes the song.
No.
Hey, so a lot. Bro, never running the gun a lot. That's lazy.
You were just there for the chorus. You're not listening. To shit.
You're not listening to the whole track, dog.
No, I'm there for the whole thing. It's just that
You can't tell me care about lyrical rappers and tell me the chorus makes a song.
It does make a song.
No, it doesn't.
If it didn't make a song, wouldn't be there.
Well, it depends on what you're trying to achieve. Are you trying to achieve a club banger?
Man.
Then the chorus matters.
No, he just said he cares about lyrics.
Yes, the chorus is part of the lyrics.
Oh, it's not.
Well, obviously, in 21 Savage case, it's like, I want to listen a lot, but it was a lot. So I want to listen a lot. Like, man, what? I feel like anybody could have wrote that.
All right, then. So then, people that are just like real lyrics but can't write a song, do you listen to their shit?
Like who?
I don't even know where to start. Like any battle rapper, they can all rap. They're all lyricists because they can't make a fucking song.
All they can do is battle rap, though. It's different.
But that's lyrics.
That's just talking shit to somebody in front of you.
I do that trying to write a song. You can't. All right, I'm gonna give you a beat to do it on.
Man, look.
No. I'm gonna give you a set. You said what it is.
I
You said that.
I didn't say
yes,
that.
you did.
No, I did not. I said that all you can do is
You
talk about
said
in front of you.
in front of you.
Hold up. What makes a song need?
What's makes a song to be everything? I mean, you have to be a range of everything, from lyrics to the beat to the chorus to the whole thing that makes a song. The reason that battle rappers can't make a song is because they just talking about the person in front of you. I do that to people all day. I talk shit to a lot of people all fucking day. They don't mean I can fucking rap. That's the difference. That's the difference. I didn't sit there and just cloud the shit out of somebody.
So you saying battle rappers aren't skilled at rapping?
I'm saying they're skilled at battle rapping. They're not skilled at rapping because otherwise they'll fucking make it. They don't. It's a reason.
Would you consider Papoose a battle rapper?
I think Papoose is a very underrated rapper. I think he's a very, very, very underrated rapper. And I think that personally, I understand the whole black love and everything else and how he stayed down and this and that and the other for his woman and all that. Mm-hmm. But I think that she held his career far back.
I don't really.
I think so. She's more famous than him.
I think Papoose.
But I think it wasn't the situation where Remy Ma held his career back. He just never just blew up. You know what I'm saying? Niggas know about Papoose. He just never, whether he didn't have that real big banger. Because Remy Ma was big with Fat Joe in the Terror Squad.
And she was still what Papoose did.
True.
So let me ask you this. For the world, not from we know from rap, but from the world, how do we know Papoose? Right? Do we know through Remy Ma? Right?
No.
Yes.
The ABCs rap.
I said
the ABCs of rap.
Majority of the people associate Papoose with Remy Ma.
Now,
real hip hop heads know Papoose before Remy Ma even came into the picture. You know what I'm saying?
I'm gonna go back to what I said before. People like Papoose, Dead Prayers, socially conscious kind of brothers, don't get the same kind of backing that somebody who, what's the kid from the Sprite commercial? I can't think of his name. I can't stand him right now.
Oh, you talking about
Lil Yachty?
Yes.
Oh,
yeah.
Don't get the backing because they're trying to put out something that's going to uplift people, while Lil Yachty just want to put out whatever that's going to make him money. And he said that. But he said that's all I'm putting music out for is to make money. And that's why I don't think Papoose career. Because you can't tell me Lil Yachty's a better rapper than Papoose.
Fuck
exactly. But why does he get the backing, a multi-million-dollar backing, and Papoose doesn't get the
because he has colored dreads.
No, because he plays to an audience that's a consumer audience.
And he has
Papoose has a fan base that's an older crowd that isn't where the mainstream consumer shit lies. They're not the festival goers. They're not the club goers anymore. He's not making those types of records. So then how do you market that?
Well, 83% of hip-hop is bought by white kids. So let's put that out there right now. Right. So if you're socially conscious talking about lifting black folks, that doesn't play to that crowd. Lil Yachty does, because he's not talking about those things.
And he has colored dreads.
That's it.
Yeah.
Well, that plays into that whole minstrel thing of, hey, I'm showing off for, white folks. But I'm not going to go there today. That's a different show.
Right.
It could be the same show. I actually watched the 2016 Cypher the other day with 21 and Lil Yachty and Lil Uzi Vert and all that.
Oh, the double XL bullshit.
Yeah. Oh my God.
You can't get that time back, right?
I can't.
It goes back to what I said earlier.
Get that time back.
But again, you're listening to guys who are not good at freestyles. That is not their shit.
Then why put them on a cypher?
Yeah.
Because that's what double XL's old ass fucking thing is, and like the young rap community has been telling them for years. This is not what they're good at.
How
guys
about
don't rap
Yachty said this is what I'm not good at, so I'm not gonna do it.
because they don't put you on the cover, but you want the exposure. So then you're shot of luck. Like, so a lot of guys that do that shit, they'll do a lyric from their actual album, and it's to a beat that someone else has put on. It doesn't match. So either fuck it, I'm just gonna know what I know and I can rap. I know I wrote this. It's on my album. You don't want to play a beat that I can rap on? That's cool on y'all, but I don't give a fuck. I'm still here. I'm gonna get this exposure. I'm gonna get on these views, these likes. I'm gonna get on this Instagram shit. I'm gonna do that because I'm pushing my shit.
Remember, there's a difference between famous and infamous. Being known for not being able to rap, a lot of people know him a lot more for that than saying he can rap. Right?
Right.
A lot of people go to him and listen to him saying, this dude makes no damn sense. They're not sitting up here laughing with him. Dave Chappelle talks about this. They're laughing at him.
I'm cool.
If he's cool with them, no problem.
Yeah.
Steve always talks about that. I'm cool about shucking and jiving for folks to make my money. That's cool. Him and Monique got into it. And Monique talked about integrity. You want to have integrity? That's cool. If you don't want to have integrity, that's cool too. As long as you cool with how you make your money, nothing the matter with that.
I saw Lil Uzi Vert rapping that she had a full blown purse on, like high heels almost, or pumps.
When he had on the pink?
Some shit. Yeah, this motherfucker had a full blown purse and this, that, and the other. And I'm like, bruh, you know you can't rap. And you got a purse on.
But now you start getting into a history of
to break it down to black role model? Definitely. I think we talked about that on the podcast before.
yeah.
Which is crazy, man. Which is crazy. And like I said, man, there's a difference between a song. When I listen to a song, I listen for everything. And I listen to 21, I listen to a lot. And I'm just like, damn, this is some lazy ass shit. It is.
It depends. Sometimes I'm in a mood for that clubbing and I don't care what they're talking about. And sometimes I need that socially uplifting song that just gets me in a good spot. And there's a place for all of it. There's a place for Lil Yachty in hip hop. There's a place for 21 Savage, but there's also a place for Papoose or Talib Kweli, Mos Def. There's a place for all those guys in the spectrum. I'm not saying one's right and one's wrong. I'm just saying know your lane. If you're comfortable with that, stick to it.
I just think my thing is the fact that these socially conscious rappers don't get the spotlight or the accolades that they deserve.
Absolutely.
That's just my biggest thing, you know. I mean, like I said, you got a lot of, you got Tekashi 6ix9ine, you got all these gimmick rappers. Like I said, they get the main bulk of the spotlight, and you got all these major rap or the major lyricists that just don't get the due that they need or they deserve, rather. You know, that's my shit.
But that goes back to who's writing the checks and who's buying the music.
So what's the answer? Do we buy more music, or do in support of more lyrical rappers, or you fall into the entertainment category of the whole thing?
Well, you're only 12% of the population.
Yeah.
You only can buy so much.
You buy so much.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, but you don't know how much your 12% is worth.
That too.
And a lot of people don't know how much your 12% is worth.
You know? Well,
That's why the boycott on Gucci was dumb as fuck. Like, how much of the 12% is actually buying Gucci? What am I boycotting? I'm cool with my Hanes t-shirts, bro. You decide to go out and buy a fucking $600 undershirt. That's your prerogative, not mine. I'm not boycotting that. I don't need to boycott that. The way my life is set up, it's boycotts for me. Like, that shit ain't nothing to me.
Right.
Like, why do I care about these big fucking fashion brands that are older than slavery? That's nothing to me. They don't give a fuck about you. And they literally have marketing teams dedicated just for, like, the urban sector. Shit that you will never find in a normal retail space. I mean, sell that shit there. You can't go into the store and get that shit.
It's not boycotting Gucci. If you want to make an impact, you say, you know what, I'm boycotting all these brands that are ran by white companies and start investing into black companies. And you don't think that will get, what would keep white folks in line? Other white folks. It's not going to be black folks. You can't, what's the saying? You can't disarm the master's house using the master's tools. You have to sit up there and start attacking the whole structure. If you don't attack the whole structure, you just going after Gucci. Who gives a damn? We don't spend enough money in Gucci anyway. But if you said, hey, you know what? I'm not going to Gucci, I'm not going to Target, I'm not going to Walmart, I'm not going to any of these places. Those people would then put the pressure and say, you know what? You can't put that out no more. That's how you attack that structure. It's all about the dollars.
So, hey. Right on. So do we bring back FUBU?
It is coming back.
Is it?
Yeah.
How the fuck you keep knowing all this shit?
Cause man,
Because he spent his time.
God damn. All right, so how's Poo coming back, man?
some other company actually brought the brand. I'm supposed to do like I think it's a springtime release, like a couple months, for like a collection, like a capsule collection. But
Are they bringing back Platinum Poo? Because that was the shit.
I don't know what part of it they're bringing back. I don't know if Damon John's actually what his like capacity role is involved with it, but it's supposed to be coming back. But like you got Gucci, you had Pele Pele, you had Carl Kanai, Fat Farm, Baby Fat's actually made him come back. So now they're like asking Beyonce to bring back Darion jeans. The problem is when you try to bring all these black companies back, is you have to look at the distributors who manufacture like the denims. If you still want that good quality, what deals are they going to give these people? And if they're not giving them good deals, then you're paying a premium cost, which means the problem with historically with black people is they don't feel that they should pay full price for another black company.
Yep.
And it's like, I want a discount. No, fuck you in the discount. You're not going to Gucci ask for a discount. You're paying a full $2,500 for some fucking shoes. That on one bad step, that shit is over.
Right.
Like, you get me fucked up.
But you don't
But
want
I'm
to
asking you to spend, 80, 150
right.
for a hoodie. Yeah, it's good premium quality stuff, and it's all black owned. I have black people here. I have a black marketing team. I have a black owner. I have a black designer. I have black staff. You want everyone to succeed? Then I need your black dollars to stop going here and supporting this. Because that one hoodie you bought, that's $150, compared to that one Gucci hoodie you bought, that was $1,500. That's 10 of those shirts.
Right.
That's 10 of those hoodies.
It's about keeping that black dollar in the community for more than just 6 hours. That's the average time that a black money.
Before that Killer Mike shit was like super impactful. It was like,
that's what I was going.
shit.
Killer Mike.
His whole week was ruined.
Right.
He's like, I gotta buy everything black. He's like, fuck. There's no black on car. Oh, I can use my phone. It's not owned by a black person. Damn, what shoes am I wearing? Black people make these. I can't eat food. And he was like, went to a restaurant. Oh, it was a black owned place. That's cool. Where you get your food from? Oh, I get it from this place over here. Oh, they own by white people. I can't eat it now.
Well, it's more
black
accessible
farm.
now, though, because you have the website. There's websites and stuff that show you how you go to these black-owned sites and buy this stuff.
There's a grocery store opening in Atlanta that is completely black-owned. They're trying to get funding. They're close to their goal. I think they're slated to open in like another month or two for all this stuff. But they're doing everything that's black-owned. Not from the food to the cleaning supplies they have in the store. Like they have like detergents, all that. It's all black. Everything there is black. So if you want it, you got to be able to go out, say you want it, go get it, sacrifice to have it, and then learn the value of your dollar. That's what those black communities back like during segregation were so powerful, and why they changed everything. They were like, fuck, we're not getting any of this money. Like, yeah, we're paying them to not get any of it back.
Well, it was a time also that became so, if you look at Black Wall Street and everything, why they were so wealthy or how they came up was white folks weren't willing to sell to them. So they had no choice but to buy black. Yeah. And then white folks started seeing, wait a minute, these people are coming up. You had I'm horrible with names, but the little girl that was one of the richest people in America was a young black kid.
Yeah. She was like 13 or 14.
And you start looking at people that were doing hair care products and were making all this money, and then white folks basically came along and said, nope, we're going to stop that. And they shut it down, and then they start selling to those same communities. It's the same thing what you're seeing now. Yeah, I've known a weed man on the street. I don't smoke weed. I'm going to sit up here and say that right now. But I've known one that's been on the street since I was a little kid. And now, they throw him in jail. And now you got all these dispensaries being opened up by white folks. But they're not letting the black folks that have been in jail since the 70s and 80s out. But yet now you're willing to sell it legally to the same community. That's some bullshit.
Those are talking to, like, no respect to, like Asians or Arab people that own these corner stores in black neighborhoods. But it's like, damn, bro, if you're a hustler, drug, whatever, right, and you're making such an amount of money, why do you not find a way to clean the money up? Because you have so much of it. Easy way to clean it up, you can buy a storefront. Storefront is a convenience store. What are you doing with the extra money and revenue? I'm now I shouldn't be telling you how to do this.
I was about to say, are we not sanctioning some illegal activity? But go ahead.
I'm telling you.
What you get on this podcast is everything.
You're hired.
You buy the corner store. You then buy the goods that go in the corner store. The money is then being legalized of how you got it. They can't say anything about how you get this money. That is my income, bitch. I have a storefront. That is mine. I own the block. And now I can take one of my runners or your employees and have him be the store clerk doing whatever. You just make sure that storefront that you have that's funneling all of your overflow or your slush fund of money is now legal money, and nothing illegal takes place on that premise, so that no authority figure of any agency can say anything to you.
But that's because ultimately their goal is never thinking of how to get out the game. They believe that the game is the game. I grew up with a whole bunch of people that selling drugs, a lot of them in jail, but their goal was always to think, I'm going to be doing this forever, instead of saying, I'm doing this illegally, but let me get some property, let me get some, like you said.
What happens when you commit a white-collar crime versus a regular crime? The white-collar crimes be paying out heavy money, man. I'd rather get pinched for the white-collar crime.
Yeah, absolutely.
I'd rather be Barry Madoff, man, than fucking Tyrell.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Oh, man, he went to jail for what? 80,000, man, I had like 65 billion.
Yeah.
I'll see you later. I don't even know. Lockdown. Fucked up. Go out in the sunlight.
6 months in Club Fed.
But I'm also thinking that the sentence is...
And they can't find the money.
That's the thing right there, when they can't find the money.
Mm-hmm. The mad type gonna keep you forever. That's cool. It's gonna get interest till I get out.
Then they need more money.
As soon as I got this bitch, I'm gonna Swiss Alps. You never see me again, America.
And the Cayman Islands, we y'all can't touch it.
God. So,
But that's what it really means to buy back the block.
Yeah.
So you need to own your block. You tell people to stay on my street. Yeah, I can tell you to go off my street. I own this. I own this block. This is really my block. You know, the gangs are like, yeah, this is our street. No, it ain't. That's his street. He own it. This business resident, the business owner, when the cops show up, they're going to talk to the business owner. I own this. This is my property.
Who's teaching that to them to think that way? That's the issue. Nobody.
I don't know. I can't talk to a drug dealer. Listen to me.
But that's the thing. They have the money. But I don't want to put, the Magic Johnsons and people like that out there. But that's the people who need to be talking to these folks. Ultimately, those businessmen like him that have that kind of money.
But I think it's up to these drug dealers to want to listen. A lot of them, they think they know everything. So if they don't want to listen and sit down and have these conversations with Magic Johnsons and these other business owners, then, it's a lost cause to begin with.
And it's not necessarily having a conversation. It's like, look at what they're doing. Here, let me pick up these books. What did they read? Who did they learn from?
And I want people to know this too. You can be a silent partner in a lot of things. Mm-hmm. No one has to know who you are. You can just be the money man. So if you're out here pitching whatever illegally, go find somebody that you trust, get a contract written up. I'm putting your name on all of this stuff. You will be given this much as a salary. But I am the majority holder of this business. But I need you because you have the no record. You have a substantial amount of credit that is good enough to buy this. I'm fronting the cash for all of it. I'm going to open a dispensary now. And my hands are now, Scott, are clean of anything dirty. And now I'm making way more money than I would have ever done on the street legally now. And I don't have to worry about anything because it's all on the up and up.
I believe there's a prominent family in Washington. They got their money firsthand from bootlegging liquor, which was illegal. But now they're very wealthy by legal means. But they took that illegal, ill-gotten money in the beginning. I'm pretty sure, I don't want to say no names, but everybody know who they are. No?
I'm trying to figure out. Oh, it's in Washington right now?
Well, they're very prominent in Washington. They have been for years. That's the story I've read about the Kennedys, to be honest with you. That's how they started off their money.
Oh, everyone knows. I thought you meant like Washington State.
No. Washington, D.C.
I was like, Washington State? Fuck the
No.
Microsoft dudes?
No. Hey, where did you get his money from, right?
Yeah, but everybody knows about the Kennedys.
Yeah.
That's nothing new. But think about a lot of those families that are like that during that time.
Absolutely.
You exploit the system to a point. It was like, all right, now it's legal. Well, now I have all this extra money that I made illegally that I can now flip to make legal. That's how you get and you stack these generational wealth. Mm-hmm. Like a lot of this shit came from that. Like if I see the last name Rothschild, I know you got I know where this came from.
Right?
Like, oh, you want them? All right, cool.
You know,
There's a certain last name. Like, I know your money came through some type of form of illegal activity, and that's how you guys got it, and it just trickled down. But
So do you think the difference between white folks got their money, you know, whether it be illegal or illegal, and then black folks, is the fact that they had an exit strategy?
I don't know, man. You don't know a lot of wealthy, I would say predominantly wealthy black families that are out in the public.
Yeah.
There are definitely wealthy black families that are out there, by all means. But it's at this point, since like I would say the 80s, most of it's come through like entertainment or some type of athletic. You wouldn't know anyone that that owns like a legit business, or they came up in there like a Fortune 500 company. That's their thing. There are some real estate companies that are out there now that are black owned, that are doing a lot of stuff, but they're like in a smaller ecosystem compared to the whole of everything. So like if you look at like a Caldwell Banker or a Keller Williams or a Sotheby's House, they're not globally known like those names, but they do enough business that they're known in the Fortune 500 as a company to work for. But it's only for that like certain market. Like the most of the black countries in the South, that's where they are. They're not expanding out anywhere else. It's a very hard foothold to get into.
you know, it's that old money versus new money. That old money is the Rothschilds, the Kennedys, those people, and then you got that new money, which is normally from entertainment, basketball. But you also got to remember there was a time when that old black money, Black Wall Street, was destroyed. So you don't have that history. It was literally destroyed, cut off. So we really don't have old money. And then we weren't taught how to do those things. I was reading something today, and this guy was talking about how what school teaches us is completely opposite of what we should be learning. Entrepreneurship, how to invest your money, stuff like that is what should be taught in schools.
How to actually get wealth.
Right.
Like, I'm sorry, teacher. This geometry shit is cool, but I need to know how to do my taxes.
Right, exactly.
Right.
I don't give a damn about this Pythagorean theorem.
Right.
I'm looking for this triangle.
Like, critical thinking, stuff like that is what should be taught. You know, nothing against Abraham Lincoln, but who cares when he was born? That's not going to help these kids today actually invest in something
1812. Yeah, it's 1812. Told me the thing title. All right, cool. Now what's up?
Yeah.
How do I become away from the current cog in the system that I'm already in? How do I get to another wheelhouse? That's what you should learn. But they're not even teaching teachers how to think like that, because they're making the teachers put themselves in a box. And a lot of them really want to help kids, but they have to meet these bullshit standardized bastard tests they want everybody to fall under, so that the schools can get a passing grade to get more funding for certain things. It's like, fuck that. Sometimes you gotta send your kids to like a magnet school or a private school, and yeah, it sucks. Like, they charge the cost upon you. That's the only way they'll learn.
But I think, you know, at the end of the day, though, it's up to the parents and, you know, the student themselves to, you know, take their own, you know, schooling in their hands and go out and find their research.
But the thing is, though, if you do that,
right,
you don't focus as much on what you're supposed to be doing for the school. I'm putting quotes, I know you guys can see me. To pass what they say you should pass, because then if you don't, you're determined to be an outlier, and you're not falling into the system they need you to fall in, and then they want to put you in a box in the school and say you're a bad kid, you're not focused. I'm like, yeah, I'm focused on not being you.
Right.
I'm focused on making something better for myself.
You just make the argument that school is there to give you enough knowledge to become a great worker, but make sure that you don't get too much knowledge where you become a problem. That's the ultimate goal of the school system as it's set up now. Because there's a lot of stuff that they could do if they wanted to really change the world and make it to what it's supposed to be. But they give us that bullshit rhetoric. It's, you know, whenever I hear somebody talk about the student athlete in college, for instance, I'm like, this is nonsense. These schools making millions and millions of dollars off their back, but don't want to give them any of it. How many of those kids will have a leg up? Think about this now. If they were getting paid, a leg up before they ever left out of college. Now, Mike Krzyzewski get $10 million from Nike to make some kids wear some shoes, but Zion Williamson busts out his shoes, almost breaks his fucking ankle, and he ain't getting a dime of that money. That's some bullshit. Because he could be set for life right now after this just 1 year. And then that wealth goes down to his kids. But they don't want to do that.
Think about too. A lot of these college students too. They have families of themselves. You know, they got people they need to provide for. You know, there's a lot of these college students have so much riding on how they progress through their college career. You know, and the fact that they aren't being paid, you know, anything is egregious, man. You know, but I feel like in the next 5 to 10 years that will be changed though. You know, and I know that's not saying much, but I really do think there's going to be
well, if you're a parent, you should be looking closely at what the NBA is doing. The NBA is going to set the trend for whatever's going to happen in sports.
Right.
The NFL is always light years behind, and they'll forever be that way. And you have any black owners. The NBA though, the NBA is like, we got rid of this. We put this 1 year and done thing in to appease you guys, but at this point, we're not doing that. The G League now is going to start taking in kids straight out of high school. And they're going to be paid, I think they're going to start paying like $135,000 for the first year. You think about $135,000 a year for an 18-year-old.
Absolutely.
Cool. And especially if I'm now an assistant that teaches them the NBA, then they know if we're going to be a bust or not. And I'd rather be paid to find out if I'm going to be a bust or if I'm going to be great and then go immediately now straight to the NBA, get this big deal, get these endorsements while I'm here, instead of wasting my time in college to not get along with the coach. Coach doesn't like me, puts me on the bench, stifles my ability to grow and learn and play the sport that I'm trying to provide for my family with. Right. That's a way better situation for me. I have to do that. I don't want. I get Duke. I get Kentucky. I get Prestige. I get all that. But I don't see any of that.
Exactly.
I don't see the TV deal money. I don't see the bookstore that sells my jersey. Ain't no kid ever wanted to go to something by number 12. But I wear number 12 because of the number to me and my family. But now the number 12 is the best-selling jersey in school history. I don't get none of that.
Johnny Manziel, $700 million made off of his jersey sales, and he didn't get a dime of it. Think about that. They built a damn new stadium off of what that guy did for that school, and he didn't get a dime. Now, he came from a rich family, but that doesn't change the fact that the money he earned at school, he still should have got. But the whole system needs to be revamped. And I ain't talking about just college. I'm talking about all the way down to junior high. And
we look at AAU, the guys are exploiting the system to get these deals, to get kids to go to certain AAU teams, which then gets back to the coaches of those schools and scouts to make those kids go there. The non-family agent that just shows up out of nowhere, the uncle that nobody ever seen before.
But it's even more than that. How come a Dirk Nowitzki could go to a basketball academy at the age of 12 over in Europe, but if a kid here in the U.S. does it, they all of a sudden say that's considered professionalism. So these schools in Europe and in South America or whatever have these pipelines. When they see somebody's great at a sport, they get to invest in that sport. Now here, we let them do it in tennis, we let them do it in golf, we let them do it in ice skating and gymnastics. But when it comes to basketball and football, the first thing, majority black sports, you can't do it. That's a problem with the whole system, because if people want the money from the time they can see little Johnny or Leroy or whoever can shoot a fucking basketball, from the second they see that, whether it's in 6th grade or it's in junior high, they try to exploit it from day one. And the whole system needs to be revamped. If a kid has the ability to do these things, I don't get why they can go to hockey or they can get paid as a 16-year-old playing tennis, but this kid has to wait till he's 1 year out of after his senior year. So if he goes to college overseas before you even get paid an NBA level. Yep. But Jennifer Capriati was getting paid at the age of 13 and 14 back in the day. And I know that's an old school name, but that's how far back I'm thinking this is going.
Right.
And that's wrong.
I think that kid that was the punter for UCF, they got kicked off the team because he was putting his own videos up on YouTube because he was monetizing it, but he had UCF stuff in it. He's like, I don't get the deal. It's my own personal YouTube channel. And they told him to make a choice. It's like, easy. The choice is I'm doing YouTube. Like, I don't care. Like, I'm a punter. Like, yeah, I'm one of the best punters in the nation, but guess what? I can still punt. I can kick. That's not going to change. And when I'm talking about on my game day before I get to the field, like, I'm not filming anything in the school. I'm not filming on the field. It's none of it. Like, your argument is because I play for the school, I shouldn't be making money, and I'm not making money like the traditional way.
Right.
Like, this isn't traditional anymore. This is how everyone gets jobs now, social media. Like, this is what I want to do.
100%.
So now he has like over 2 million followers. He does like actual like kicking events, has his own thing he does with like Pat McAfee knows him, hangs out with him, does like trick shots and all that stuff. Like, he's making more money now than the average NFL punter makes. He's like, yeah, I made the right choice. And y'all messed that up. Like, it didn't affect me. I knew what I was going to do.
Mm-hmm. But, you look at the NCAA and how they try to hamstring these kids. You had the kids from UConn, I love when he talked about it, got slammed for having a spaghetti dinner that wasn't authorized. You got the kids that got suspended because they went and got traded. I think it was either their jerseys or their rings for. I think it was their jerseys for tattoos.
There was a guy from Ohio State.
That's
Tyrell
craziness. It's craziness that these kids. They're the ones spending all the time in the gyms and on the football fields doing all the practice.
Well, look at Reggie Bush that got his Heisman stripped away. He's like, you mean to tell me the fact that I was getting paid to help my family out made me perform better on the field? Sorry, but I broke that dude from Fresno's ankles on my own.
Right.
I didn't do the money.
I love that clip.
That stutter stop, that's on me.
Oof.
That 286 yards in one game, all-purpose yards, pack record, that's me. That didn't stop. But I got y'all more publicity. I got some national championship game. I helped build the dynasty. That's on me. That's my talent. Sorry that, my family's broke and somebody wanted to help me out. And they knew I was going to end up making that money back. So what's the difference of having somebody invest in a company on their return than investing in a person on their return?
But that's the rhetoric the haves want to give to the have-nots. They want to sit up and say, we have all the power. The have-nots have none. So we're going to take from them. We're going to take from how rich do you got to be? How rich does the dean of Duke have to be before?
Hey man, you can be as rich as the 60 families involved in all the college scam that just happened with the celebrities paying for the SAT scores, ACT scores. That shit's bogus as fuck. I don't know what. I wish I would have known them shit because I would have taken the SAT test for them. Because when I took the SAT test, it was out of 1,600. I got a smooth 1340 on my SAT. I would have been. Y'all could have paid me. I would have taken SAT scores for all the white children and got them in there, no problem, and not said a word.
What is shocking about this story to me? All these white folks acting like this is something new. Right. You look at Donald Trump, how he got into school. John McCain, even though they were a naval family, how he got into school. It's always
the donor system, the sponsors, where it literally tells you if your parents donate this, like it gives you a leg up. Why do they care so much?
If you have a problem with affirmative action, which affects 12% of people, but then legacy is 30% of students, your priorities are mixed up. 30% of these legacy students getting into class and you going, well, I have a problem with affirmative action. No, how about the ones that actually should have been there? So those kids that got paid in to go, their parents gave millions of dollars.
This is where
took the spot of somebody who had the scores to get in and didn't make it.
Well, there's a lady in Oakland that's suing them for $500 billion, and I hope she wins. Even if she don't get the money, I just want to win on principle.
Exactly.
Somebody gonna give me my $500 billion. But I want people to understand what I'm about to say. It's not. Once you get into college, it's not hard to graduate from college. Getting in is the hardest part.
Yep.
Because colleges want you to graduate no matter what. Because they don't need the bad graduation rate.
Right.
So, getting into these schools some of these schools are super, super tough. The best school I got into when I did all my application and shit was Cornell. And that was the tedious, was god-awful, drawn-out process. Then when I got in, they sent me that goddamn bill. I was like, well, change that plan.
How much were they charging tuition?
When I was looking at it for being out of state, it was like $135 a year.
So, can you talk about this real quick? Colleges.
Saw that? What's a dub? What? Shit, my mom said that thing was like, look, you're going to Nevada. And I applied the last day before application was due. They're like, oh, you in? I was like, oh,
we often forget what the purpose of a college is. People think it's for higher learning. And true, that's one of the byproducts. But these colleges are in it to make money.
Yeah.
And then some of these schools, you look at the Harvards, the MIT, they have so much money that they could pay for the next 50 years of schools of students going there for free, and they wouldn't even break the bank. It's once again the haves taking advantage of the have-nots. There's no reason any of these schools need to be charging $135,000, $80,000, whatever it is, for these students to go to school. It's just what they know they can get away with, and they want to saddle people with debt before they even get out of college.
But we've been But we've been programmed, though, to go to schools like USC, Stanford, Brown University, because of how prestigious these universities are. Saying that you graduated from one of these universities, having a degree from one of these universities, and you're like, and then your parents, my son or my daughter. We've been programmed, to want to go to these universities, to spend the money just so we can have that behind us.
But think about this: you're spending $150,000 to get for college to get a job that pays you $40,000.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
It's a corrupt system.
Right.
It's a horrible system. I'm not saying that they shouldn't make money. What I'm saying is there's no way you could tell me that degree should cost somebody $150,000.
It shouldn't. Not at all. Not at all.
And then what they continue to do is they're trying to strip away Pell Grants. They're trying to strip away all the things that help kids afford these schools and then saddle them with debt. So there's the only debt that you can't forgive is student loan. That's ridiculous because it's a way to constantly get money from somebody for something that they force you to take.
My sister has a master's degree. She went to State and then she went to University of Phoenix. And she's still paying student loans. And she graduated school about 20 plus years ago. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? So you're right. It's an ongoing thing that's going to just get trickled down, And I'm not saying that her kids, my niece and nephew, are going to have to deal with their student loans, but it's something that she's going to continually have to deal with, probably for the next, 10, 15 years, because you take out so much money just to put back into the school, and it's like, what am I getting for this, What's
the only way around it is if you decide to get a government job, because then you get like a 10-year whatever payoff. Mm-hmm. So as long as you make the payments for whatever, if you're doing like a state or government ran job, that student loan gets paid off then by the government.
But Donald Trump's trying to take that away right now. That was in the news last week. Yeah. So even that they're trying to attack because Betty DeVos has these schools and that's her background, and she's trying to saddle more people with student debt because it helps her company, which is a conflict of interest to me. And that should be investigated. But
I want to work for him so bad.
Right? Just get paid or what?
Let's get paid. I want Sarah Huckabee's job so goddamn bad. Y'all don't understand how much I want her job.
I want a lot
you
of
just sit
jobs.
there and lie to the whole U.S., right? Yeah. Lie for everybody. I know he said it. I know it's recorded, but I don't care.
Look, if Donald Trump sends out a tweet at 4:59 a.m., you know where he was probably at? Taking a shit. I was not by his phone while he was taking a shit. That ain't got nothing to do with me. What y'all care about? Oh, man, she was wild. Sound crazy, right? Yeah, we said it. You know why he ain't never in here? Because they won't answer for it. What you want me to tell you? I'm trying to go hang out with Ben Carson. I ain't seen his ass. He locked up somewhere. They got his ass in a cage.
You seen him I have not seen him in
Nazi tried to order that fine-ass China. Mm-hmm. They were like, sit your ass down.
He went in front of Congress and they were like, yeah.
Do you know what HUD is? What? The office you run, sir. It's housing development. So you know what that actually does?
You don't know the budget of your department?
I know I'm about to buy this table. They talking about this table in this China hut.
But I want this $20,000 couch over here. I know about that. Yeah, that's wild. But I'll leave that alone.
Like, man, somebody get this out to Donald Trump, man. Give me a job. Let me know. What do you need, man? I'll help you get reelected. I can spend all the goofy shit you be doing, bro. And because Sarah be looking lost. Don't know what to do. Her eye be twitching.
How do you twitching?
But she's stressed. Yeah, bitch, you're lying. Your eye twitching, girl.
You know what?
She had a point where I can't even cover these lies no more.
You know what? It's a perfect opportunity for a Sam improv moment.
No.
Come on, man.
When they hit her with the don't you have kids line? And she's like, yeah, have kids. Don't you feel bad about that? No. I'm not Mexican. She just want to say it so bad and run off.
Hold on, man. I want to take advantage of this. Let's get an improv moment. Let's hear your speech. Let's hear your speech right now to the American people to get Donald Trump reelected.
Go.
I don't have a way to get him reelected after the speech.
You just said you.
No, I need Sarah Huckabee's job as a press secretary.
Okay, so give me one thing that Donald Trump did. Jay, hello, Jay.
Go ahead.
Give me something that Donald Trump did that you don't like.
When he just tweeted about what happened in New Zealand.
In New Zealand.
And he was sitting up there basically saying, best wishes. What? That's what you say at a wedding. To some people that just lost 50 people that got shot by somebody who was saying,
I understand how the term best wishes can be misconstrued to be unsympathetic, but he's sending out his best wishes to the family that they can get through this horrible and troublesome time. It is an egregious act, and he is taking some flack because, some people see him as a monolith, which he is not. He is not a monolith for white people being egregious towards other minorities. We here.
Can I impromptu as being the press while you doing this?
Go ahead, sir.
Excellent.
Hold on. We're gonna have improv. With you and Derry the press. Okay. All right.
We here in the White House stand firm with our other countries. We do not condone any act of terrorism, international or domestic, and we would like to give our deepest sympathies to those families that are going through this troublesome time. We will do whatever it takes in our power for this.
Sam, Mr. Press Secretary, I got a question. I got a question.
Jay, I will get to you. Relax.
This is about right.
When we are looking at these crimes of this hatred and egregious acts, we do not see them as one-off. We take them very seriously, and we're doing as much as we can to provide support for them. Jay?
So are you going to denounce neo-Nazis and the KKK right now?
We have never supported neo-Nazis or the KKK. That has never come out of this White House.
I'm sorry, Mr. President did say there was good people on both sides.
Define good people.
Well, you define it. He said it.
Good people can be many things. They can be charitable, make you a good person. Doesn't mean that I have to agree with everything you do.
So the neo-Nazis, do you denounce them right now?
I need to know specifically who you're talking about. Sir.
I'm talking about neo-Nazis, people that want to hate.
So then should I categorize a general statement to all groups of people?
So what about El Aman, the one everybody's talking about, the Jewish anti-Semitic remarks that she made when all she was saying is she doesn't have to support any other nation and she shouldn't have to be forced to do so? What about that?
If that's her right, she doesn't need to do that. That's how she feels to choose.
But your administration says that she's wrong for saying that because that's anti-Semitic. Why I keep raising my hand? But look, all she was saying is I shouldn't be forced. There should be no laws to force anybody to do that. But yet, everybody's saying she's anti-Semitic. Although there's some Republicans that use some anti-Jewish, anti-Semitic remarks that you condone.
Look,
I'm on tape.
I've said nothing. Sam Andrews has said nothing. You are using a generalized statement of the White House as a whole. I would have to go back and I don't speak.
I said the president.
So I speak for the White House.
Oh, so you don't speak
I don't
for the
speak for
now?
the president. The president speaks for himself. He has done many of a interview and speaking for himself.
So do you
when he says something
else to the neo-Nazis?
Me personally, I do not support them at all. Me personally. But that is me personally, not as a whole of the White House. My job is to do what's best interest for the White House.
Would you tell Donald Trump that you don't support him?
He knows how I feel.
You can sit right in front. Wow. Pretty good.
So, in retrospect, we're not going to hire you to get Donald Trump.
Look, man, y'all are tripping.
Now, you know you be sitting up there with the other 7-8 jokers that are going to jail for all them lies in front of Congress.
Shit, not me. Fifth. For the Hennessy, that's a fifth.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
I'm not gonna
I would have all of Hennessy bottles. How many fish you want?
Notice now that they start calling all those people to Congress, more and more of them starting to step to the side.
Put my feet up on the table. Call him lying. Huh? Yeah, you lie about everything. Do you know that white woman? I ain't never met her. I mean, I saw her once on Pornhub, but I don't know her.
Oh, no.
I know what she looked like inside. I ain't seen her.
Hold up. You talking about Stormy Daniels on Pornhub?
Maybe.
She got that little ad. I know.
You know, she said I met her in the news. But it don't mean I seen her.
can't see me in the news.
Go ahead, man. Ain't nothing matter with that.
Do you know Miss Daniels or not? Define Chase Daniels. What's Daniels? I'm referring to the escort named Stormy Daniels. Sir, again, I tell you, I've seen Pornhub. I've seen her ad. I don't know her. I don't have her phone number or anything, but I've seen her.
How much have you
I've seen her work.
Have you seen her work?
Have you ever been to her company? In my room on a laptop? What you mean? What's company? I need specifics, sir.
Their work is solid at best.
Skin to skin? Never. Never done that. Skin my own skin? Maybe. But there was lotion between, so technically it was a contact. So,
This typical turn around.
yeah, I would have been up there, man. Shit, I would have walked around the courtroom like,
Oh no, he be gone.
No, I
Hold
wouldn't.
on a second. Them jokers start coming at him. Uh-oh.
No, look right at him. What was it? Rephrase the question in a way that I'm comfortable answering it. And I'm gonna keep telling you I don't know because I don't understand how you're phrasing the question.
Oh, he gonna try to pull that move my boy did and then get them 10 years like he did just recently. I don't know what you're talking about. I don't know. Well, we got these signed documents that say you do. So you lying then or you lying now?
I'm lying about nothing. I didn't see the signature. This is my signature, and do a smooth signature on the table. Does it match this one? I guess it don't.
He gonna try, and they're gonna be like, well, here's all your other signatures.
And I'm gonna keep signing stuff on the table. No. How many papers y'all got? 200? I got 200 different signatures. No. Sorry, Congress. We got time today. I'm not going to jail.
Who your parents pay till you get in the Cornell?
Hell no.
Yeah, they wouldn't have got me for the number. Well, shit, you can be fucked up.
Because I wouldn't have been up on that team.
Did you pay Stormy Daniels? Man, I ain't pay nobody. Was it my credit card? I mean, that's an easy trace. Well, my statement, it was in cash. Where's the cash at? She spent it. Well, that's Walmart's cash.
Well,
They paid for it.
His fault was he sit up there and just lied about it. He should have been like, hey, look, they made me pay for it.
Yeah.
Well, like, look, as a lawyer, I have all my clients sign a non-disclosure agreement, so I can't speak about any of this. It's client confidential, whatever it's called. So, you ask whatever you want, but as a lawyer, I cannot speak on these things.
Until you commit a crime too, then all that goes out the window.
The crime.
No. He committed
What crime did I commit?
the campaign finance fraud when they took that $135,000 from the campaign.
Allegedly.
When it no, not allegedly. They have a check. What you mean allegedly?
Look,
I might go to jail.
That's why you
What you
should
mean allegedly? He has
wrote
a check. He got his check. Then they got the son signed a check.
Well,
Okay,
I don't know why old white people want to write checks.
They all white people.
See,
You watch the business. They come in there all the time with checks. You going, what the hell? Am I lying? You can do jokers with checks all the time.
Don't ever write me a check. That's what you need to do.
I always sit up there, hey, well, how much you got on your credit card? You got $2,000. All right, let's do a deposit. And, a little deposit. And why don't you come back later? I hate checks. I hate them. But that's how I hate.
But yeah, prayers to the people in New Zealand.
Yes.
It's just disgusting.
Yes,
Oh, yes.
absolutely.
And if you guys, if people that watch that shit live, you're disgusting too. The dude live streamed it.
He did.
Yeah, that's what I heard.
Yeah, he had a GoPro and he live streamed it.
Yeah, I'm trying to take all this stuff off the internet, but once it's on the internet, there's copies and copies and copies and copies and DVDs and all type of shit.
You got a boy at work that watched that shit. But he always watches shit like that. Y'all know who it is. Wild
Refuse
shit.
to watch that.
Yeah, that's
Refuse
Killing
to acknowledge
fucking
those
little
people
kids and
that
shit,
did
going
it.
out on the street.
so. Let me ask you this: do they build the wall around America at that point? Like everybody else built the wall, so we can't enter there.
Look, I'm just telling y'all what it is, man. People are crazy. You need to always be like on a swivel or know your surroundings or where you are. Yes. And granted, like everyone should know, like no place is truly safe in any country because you don't know what people have planned or triggers or whatever it is for the day. Tell the people you love them as much as you can because you don't know when any day can be over for you on some bullshit. Just like You go outside right now and get in a car accident and be gone. You don't know. Or you could have a mass shooting. You don't know. But people need to be cognizant and understand there are people out there in the world that literally hate you. Yeah. They despise you.
But that's taking some of the onus off of this hateful rhetoric that people like our president spews that causes people. First of all, 98% of mass shootings, for instance, in the U.S., is conducted by extremist right-wing white males. This president, his crew, speak to those white males. Instead of condemning this action, what they do is they further bring it out of them. He's just the other day was talking about, you don't want to get in a fight with my guys because I got bikers, I got military folks, and they got guns. He's inciting that kind of fucking bullshit. And then doesn't want to take, except he was the one that was talking about cops, when you put them in the car, hit them a little harder, their head against the roof a little bit harder. That's the president of the United States inciting folks to do shit like this.
He said that at a police union meeting.
Yeah.
Shit.
And he's inside. Let's not sit up here and pretend like they aren't. I think the overwhelming majority of cops are good cops. But there's also a lot of racist cops out there. And we've all dealt with them. I know I have, for sure. When you have a president, when you have certain senators, legislators, politicians that endorse that rhetoric, when you got people like David Duke, who's running for governor in Louisiana, who's a grand dragon of the KKK, you are inciting this kind of nonsense, this kind of bullshit. And then when it happens, talk about, oh, no, I didn't mean for him to do that. Well, you can't sit up here and say, arm yourself, we want to be split off from them. And what's crazy is, it's not only that they do it to Muslims and they do it to black folks. KKK is also talking about Jews. And there are Republican senators right now that have said some far worse things than, I think her name's Ilhan Omar, I'm sorry if I get Oman, if I get her name wrong, has said way worse. And nobody wants to talk about that, and then they want to bring up this stuff. That hateful rhetoric is what the issue is. And until we address that, we want to keep having these things happen to people because they don't want to address that fact that they're the reason. I don't want to say they're the only reason because they're not. Of course, these people have issues. But part of that, you lighten that fire. You lighten that spark in them to go out and do these things. In his manifesto, he talks about being supportive of Trump and the far right and Fox News. You have a responsibility then, if these people keep mentioning you every time they do this nonsense, then that's on you. It ain't just one person, it's not two, it's not five, it's not 10. Every single time they're far right and they're referencing Fox News or somebody from Fox News or the administration, then that's on you. When that lady got shot in Arizona, the Democrat, who was it? A far right dude talking about Fox News and the administration. Stop sitting up here and telling me you don't have nothing to do with that when they absolutely do.
Motherfucker. Oh, man.
There are people saying far worse than I just said. And they're damn sure on point.
Oh, yeah.
And they want to sit down and always talk about, let's sit here and give our prayers and thoughts. No, how about some action for once?
Yeah, because New Zealand shut that shit down quick, rather.
Well, they shut it down. You look at any country that has banned automatic rifles and semi-automatic rifles, and their mass shootings have dropped considerably. Think about England and what they're talking about. They're talking about violence with knives right now. They have gone so far away from guns that it's violence with knives. You can't have mass murders,
mass stabbings and shit on trains.
Right.
Yeah.
But man, you might get 3 of us. I'm telling you right now, this whole train gonna lit up and fuck you up.
Yeah.
You know, hey, engineer, open the door real quick. Brother, get beheaded by dog.
There's no way he's gonna take out 50 people with a knife. You have to make some changes. And when I hear about people, the criminals aren't gonna give up their guns. Well, people are gonna do what they're gonna do.
Yeah.
But if you save some lives, because not everybody's gonna have access to guns. Most of these, whenever it's a kid shooting up a school, they didn't go out and get it on the black market. They got it from their parents' house. Once that gun wasn't there in the first place, it wouldn't happen.
Yeah, we talked about that too on the podcast before when the thing about people saying that, well, the criminals are not going to turn in their guns, this, and the other. And here's the thing. It's not criminals who are doing these mass shootings, right? It's not the drug dealer on the block who are doing these mass shootings. It's not, freaking even the cartel are not out there doing mass fucking shootings. You know what I'm saying? So you have
somebody make buses disappear. You know, Hondurans took the money flow real quick. Make the bus disappear.
Well, yeah. I mean, that's all the smart shit. But I mean, it's this kid, as you said, going into his daddy's closet and grabbing a gun. You know what I'm saying? Or this guy who that day wasn't a criminal all day till he decided to go to the gun show and pass the test, even though he said that he's fucking all the red flags and he's fucking crazy, but get his fucking automatic rifle and go out there and kill everybody. So that's the thing.
Well, what was the guy back in the day? I think it was a year or 2 years ago. The cops thought he was a bad person.
Oh yeah.
The school went to his house multiple times. Mm-hmm. Everybody was like, "This guy shouldn't have a gun." Donald Trump changed the rules, pulled back the Obama era gun policy, which allowed the guy, because he was mentally unstable, to get a gun, and then he goes and shoots up the whole school. Yeah. Well, if everything was in place, and then you took something out of place that would have prevented him from getting a gun, or maybe it wouldn't even prevented him from getting a gun, but it would alert authorities that he had a gun. Mm-hmm. And the authorities like he shouldn't have access to a gun. That's stuff that needs to be changed. Mm-hmm. Even when people have shown the mental propensity to have violence within them, if we don't change the laws to make it much more difficult for those type of people to get guns, we're going to continue to have this in this country. Mm-hmm. And I'm tired of hearing the Second Amendment. If you can't go out your house with a shotgun, then you shouldn't have any gun.
Well, then a lot of people argue that because they said, well, I want the government coming in and taking my stuff. Look, no matter what gun you have, the government has a fucking army. I don't know what you think that AR-15 is going to do against a fucking tank or those homing missiles or the fucking...
I served in the military.
Like, if they want you, I'm going to take you. Right. Yeah. I'm going to have you.
They're not coming knocking on your door saying, let's have a gunfight. If they're going to strike you, it's going to be, what do we do every time we have a military fight now? We soften you up with drone strikes, with missile strikes. They're not coming knocking on your door. And even if they were, they're sending in SWAT, SEALs. They're a far more
militia group. I'm like, all right, that's cool, militia group. I got about 800 dudes on the base ready to roll. Even if you want to do a straight gunfight, you're going to lose.
I'm going to show up in an armored vehicle with your bullets can't penetrate, to light your house up with a 50 cal. This is ridiculous. If you think you want to stop the army or whoever from coming to your house, if they want to take it, they're going to take it. Let's stop that bullshit right there, first of all. This is ridiculous. Secondly, the whole, once again, back to criminals, because you brought that up, they have a different code. Now, people sit up here and talk about, but criminals aren't trying to take out innocent people. Criminals have to go after other criminals. That's what they do. So I hate to hear that notion that criminals are going to keep their guns and kill everybody, because that's not what's going on. You're absolutely right. Mm-hmm. It's just a way for people to hold on to their guns. They're gun fanatics and they don't want to give them up. That's really what it is.
Yeah, because that brought up to the fact to where at any point in time, you don't need, $300, $5,000, $2,000 drum on a gun. You need one bullet. Because 9 times out of 10, you shoot one motherfucker, everybody else stops. Mm-hmm. You just shoot the right motherfucker. Bow! That's it. Nobody else don't want no problems after that.
Frank Lucas style middle of the street.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? Just shoot one motherfucker. That's it.
$10.
Yeah, that's it.
Well, there's also the notion when you hear people say, well, give everybody a gun and all gun battles will stop or mass shootings will stop. Shit. Well, I think only 2 have been stopped by somebody with a gun. The rest, even when people had a gun, like what happened in Florida, not only did people have a gun, 2 other people were off-duty cops, and they still didn't stop the guy from going in and shooting up the club. So giving even trained professionals guns doesn't necessarily mean it's going to stop a mass shooting from occurring.
Also, that school, they had that cop that was there, but he didn't go in the building. It's like,
he ran out.
Because the thing is, you don't know. Everyone says what they'll do, but you don't know what you're going to do to you in the moment. You have no idea what you're going to do in the moment. Everyone talks big and bad, and you're like, yeah, guess what? You weren't there. So until that happens to you, I don't want to hear shit. Because that guy, if I was that cop, probably in the right decision. I don't know what I'm going up against. Mm-hmm. So granted, yeah, I have a gun, but all I hear are shots ringing up. I don't know how many shooters there are. So even if I go and get one of them, how much am I going to prevent from them trying to risk my life and then give them more ammunition and more weapons? Like, you have to. That's why I respect people in the military. That's all they do. Mm-hmm. They know how to. Those scenarios and those SEAL teams and shit, how they scan this shit out, they are trained for that. That's all they do. And they do so much recon before they go in any firefight.
Do you know how much training you have to go through before you won't run from the shot of gunfire? How much training? I used to be stationed in Coronado, right across the street with SEALs training. But even if you look at the Army or the Marines, the stuff that they have to do, how much you have to go through before you condition your mind to say, somebody's shooting at me, but I'm not going to run and shoot back at them. That takes a lot of training to get there. If you think just going about
You're literally turning off a mechanic that's a natural born thing of fight or flight response.
Exactly.
It is now only fight. It is always fight.
It takes hundreds of thousands of dollars to train all these soldiers. If you look how much they invest in training just one Army soldier or one Marine, and the time that it takes for them to overcome that fear. And to think that, well, I have a 9mm or I have a shotgun or I have whatever in my house is going to prevent me from dropping that gun. The overwhelming number of home invasion robberies that have somebody get shot is normally shot by the person their own gun. Yeah. Overwhelming majority. It's in like 90% of them. You're not going to sit up here and tell me that because I have a gun, I'm going to turn it on whoever's attacking me. It's just not going to happen.
Yeah, ain't gonna happen. I agree. Which is fucking crazy. Which is crazy. No amount of training is gonna help me get rid of a gunfire. Goddamn, if somebody starts shooting, I'm reacting. I can't. I don't think I can turn that off. That's some crazy shit to expect for people to turn that off. But that's why I'm not in the military. I couldn't do it.
Well, that's why I joined the Navy, because I figure we sit off the coast 300 miles away and shoot missiles. If I can shoot a gun at somebody, that means they can shoot a gun back at me, and I'm not just built for that. No. Literally, that's what I was thinking when I joined the Navy.
That's
man. To you, brother, for real.
Well, it's getting late. I know y'all gotta go to work.
What time you work for an hour?
Oh, so you gotta go to work.
I gotta be at work at 12:45.
Just an hour from now.
Cool. Shit, I'll try to be considerate.
We can do whatever y'all want to do, man.
We still recording. We said we do a long show anyway.
Yeah, we're still recording.
So
can
now
we
we
get
got
into this LeBron James Laker thing we was talking about earlier?
Oh, let's get into.
Look, I said this last week, and I'm gonna stand by it. I'm a huge LeBron James fan, but I'm not one of these misguided, jaded, ill-illusioned Lakers fans that is up here trying to root for this bullshit young core four. Trade them niggas, man. Get rid of them soft-ass, beige, mulatto, undercooked cookie motherfuckers, man. You can't roll with a team of light-skinned dudes like that, bro. Nah, man. Y'all got a bunch of wafers, bro. Look, Steph Curry and Ben Simmons are the light-skinned outliers. But all the rest of y'all, he's an outlier. He's not the
outlier. That's what
yeah, he is.
Look, I don't care what you say. I was gonna be on your side because I say trade all them motherfuckers too.
Nope.
But I don't like what's your boy? The tall. Why can't I think of his name right now?
McGee?
No. Ingram.
Yeah, light skin. Get him out of here.
I can't.
Lonzo, get him out of here.
I thought that was a reach. Rich, who's my? Yeah, I don't like Lonzo Ball. I'm gonna be the first one to say that too.
Lonzo was nice.
Nah,
see, another misguided, ill-illusion, hype machine.
Look,
what's next?
I'm not saying he's a good.
He plays good defense, right?
I'll give him the
fuck out of here.
Defensively, we when he was in the game, or when he was not injured, rather, he was a top 10 defensive team. When he went out, though, we're in the 20s now.
I have a question for you.
Yes.
Do you think you get that same defensive play from somebody else? Because he ain't doing anything else.
No, he's also a good distributor as well with the basketball. He has good court awareness.
He does. He's a great passer.
Right.
The problem is he doesn't take over games with his passing or his defense. If you're gonna take a top 3 pick,
right?
I need a guy that's changing the game. I don't need a guy that I can go and get off of 10 other teams.
I will let them know this. That draft class will probably go down as one of the worst draft classes in history.
Not necessarily. Who else was in that draft class?
Markelle Fultz was number 1.
Okay. Wow.
Lonzo Ball was 2.
Okay.
De'Aaron Fox is the only one right now that's top 5 that's playing like a top 5.
Right.
But he plays for the Kings, so he's going to get lost in the mix throughout his whole career, especially if he stays there.
But shit, D'Angelo Russell out of town. Look what he's doing now.
They got rid of Randall. Look what he's doing.
Right.
They got rid of Z-Bach, who I was loving.
Oh, me
Look
too.
what he's doing.
Me too. Yeah.
You kept the ones that are balling, or kept the ones that weren't balling, and got rid of the ones that were.
Because he saw potential trade value.
Okay, so check this out. Lonzo's been in the league. Well, this is his second year.
This is third year.
Third year. Okay. When do we just cut bait with him and he's no longer
Before he makes it worse for himself.
No,
And I can't get rid of him.
I'm all for trades, but I want to clarify something if it's the right trade. I am not saying he's not a serviceable basketball player. What I'm saying is we need to stop this hype like he's going to be the next Magic Johnson and get us 12 assists a game. And
He's
all
a
that.
transcendent
I never said that. I don't think he was going to. Because Magic, brought that whole hype on him. Don't break all my records and your name's going to be in the rafters and all that bullshit.
You gotta juice it up when you get into the look at the Mecca. Look where you at.
He got
baby.
drafted.
I know you see
He
the
got
man, baby.
drafted. He got drafted because his dad was on First Take and then all these other shows hyping him up and the Lakers.
But let's not discount his career at UCLA though, man.
I can. Darren Fox bust that ass.
Yeah. The one game they played against each other. You're right.
Yeah, dropped 35,
Right.
9, 7 on him.
Okay.
Come on, bitch.
Every
Come on, number one pick. Come on, Bruin.
All
What you
that
looking at
is-
like?
Nigga, Michael Jordan got crossed by Allen Iverson.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay,
All that
everybody
is-
has
that's
got
cool.
busted
That's
on.
a great cross move. Guess you ain't gonna see me in the finals, bitch. Have fun. Get my ring off real quick.
All I know is
Then again, it's like
everybody talking about you gotta have that dog,
Yeah.
and I don't see that dog in Lonzo Ball. Not saying he's a good, not a good player.
No shut Lonzo Ball down. When Patrick Beverly got into his ass,
It was
He's
rookie.
a rookie though.
I don't give a damn. You transcended, right? You got something to prove, right? All these people, the pressure's on your rookie year. That's all on you. You won the fucking the summer league MVP, barely playing. That got you hyped up for not. You shouldn't have been on number 2. Patrick Beverly is a fucking a wheel player that goes from team to team. And he's like, fuck that. I'm about to shut this shit down.
As he should.
Made
He's
him
a
look-
veteran.
He should.
Made him look soft.
He's a veteran.
But everyone's saying like, yo, you get all yourself and your dad, you're trying to prove people wrong. More reason for you to be in your bag.
I think people going at him though more so because of what. His
And then they saw
Then
that
he,
stat.
then he needs to step up. He does.
I look at it like this, man. I still believe in him. I think he's gonna be.
I think
I'm
he's
also
gonna
not
be
saying
good.
he's gonna be a great player, but he's gonna be someone that's gonna propel us to the playoffs. Not him alone. But I think his attributes. I'm telling you,
So you
man.
say he's gonna be a good player, right?
Yeah.
Are you still talking about Lonzo Ball?
Yeah. Hold on. So he's a good player. Is a good player worth the second pick of the draft? No.
Not necessarily. No. I give you that.
I need more from a second pick in the draft.
Dude,
I
Lonzo.
give
Because
him
we don't
some
get
time.
we don't
Give
get that
him some
too
time.
often as a Laker.
Give him
Lon-
some- Well, then,
Lonzo's
okay,
not
what's
that
your thoughts
good.
on Brandon Ingram?
Brandon Ingram, I think has. I think he has all the talent in
I
the
think
world.
Brandon Ingram is high as fuck
And I'm gonna tell you
at
what-
all times.
who he reminds me of. Not in his skill, but how he plays. Remember Lamar Odom?
Yeah.
For the
Kobe-
short time he played?
With Kobe, Lamar Odom played forever. But when Kobe's gone, get you 40 points, 13 rebounds, 12 assists. Kobe in the game, all of a sudden you can't find him. He was that kind of player where 1 second he's in, that's Brandon Ingram one day would give you everything, and the next day you're like, man, wait a minute, what happened to the guy from yesterday? Why am I only getting 2 points and 3 rebounds? And sometimes the decision, I get easier, but you talk about a basketball IQ, and I can see LeBron sometimes staring at this screen going, what are y'all thinking? And that drives me crazy, some of the stuff that they do. It's like, man, they teach you in 6th grade not to do that. And you're doing it on a professional level. And it drives me crazy. And they got more skill than I could ever hope to ever have in basketball. But that doesn't mean you can't look at somebody and go, man, that was the wrong play.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Well, do you trade LeBron or do you trade the
Heck no. But I trade him. So the only guy that's ever proven anything is the guy I want to trade.
Has he?
LeBron has it?
Come
I
on,
mean,
dog.
has he? I
What
mean,
you talking about?
I'm talking about for the Lakers.
Oh.
Talking
No,
about for the Lakers right now.
no, because he got hurt.
All right, that's what I was gonna say. Like, so
I'm not
y'all gotta
LeBron.
think about this. LeBron had this team wherever he had him before he got hurt.
4th place.
I get hurt. Y'all win 3 out of 18 games without me. Then you expect me to come back, and I have to go in a fucking just pure beast mode to even get us to the 8th spot, and I have no consistent support. This is the most inconsistent team
My point
ever.
exactly.
I don't know what the fuck Brandon Ingram gonna do it any night.
Exactamundo. Tell him.
You gave me Lonzo. He hurt.
Right.
So the back was supposed to be Rajon.
He's hurt.
But Rajon has been hurt throughout the season. But he was never a scorer anyway like that.
Exactly.
Stevenson's inconsistent. Kuzma can show up, maybe give me 15, 20 points. But how many shots do I have to give him to do that? I don't have a consistent rebounder. JaVale McGee started off great, and all of a sudden slowed down. You brought in Chandler from the Suns. That's not who we wanted from the Suns. We wanted Ariza.
Right.
You couldn't get that deal done. We had a good guy in Zubac, but you traded him to the Clippers.
Right.
Now got me asked out with the team because you're trying to give the whole damn team away to them. Fuck Demps. He gonna lose he lost his job over that shit.
Right.
Trying to exploit us. Y'all should never make any of that public. Like, this is the deal. I'm gonna give you this. And if that ain't good enough, then fuck it. I'm gonna let AD be miserable and y'all gonna lose it for nothing. Because I'm gonna get him when I want him anyway. Right. So y'all can get something for him now or nothing at all.
Okay, but how much of the onus falls on LeBron for signing off on this team? Because apparently he, Lance Stevenson, Michael Beasley, Rajon Rondo, he signed off on all those
he signed off on all those deals because he took all the bad contracts in Cleveland with him when he was there. Give me all your bad contracts. It's good enough. I don't expect to win it anyway, but I'm in the East, and I know I can get past all these teams here. So I'm fine with that. I already know I'm going to leave next year anyway. So when we have all this space, I can do all these vet deals to have max cap space for another legit superstar. That's why I signed off on it.
Right.
But you can still get shooters on 1 year contracts.
Well, what he did,
they have no shooting.
But what he did was he signed off on it this year. No, hey, we're not going to the finals anyway.
Yeah.
But now next year you can sign 2 players. You can sign AD and Klay Thompson if you wanted to, or Kevin Durant and
Kyrie.
You could. That's how much money is freed up.
I don't think Kyrie's coming.
I don't think Kyrie's coming either.
He's gonna go to New York. If anywhere, if he doesn't stay in Boston, he's going to New York.
I don't think he's coming.
You think Kyrie's gonna come to Cleveland LeBron again?
Look, man, the grass ain't green on the other side.
No, he's learned that the hard way.
He found that shit out. He lost LeBron several times. When I gotta apologize multiple times after the game, give you like, I miss you hugs. Like, oh my god, they tripping, bro.
He bought him a Valentine's Day gift.
Should have called him during a dinner. He stayed up late to make sure he called LeBron at a Pacific Coast time. Hey, bro, I just want to apologize, man. They out here wilding, dog.
It's cold out here in these streets.
They don't listen to nobody, man. I'm not trying to be the sham guy.
They got me on the corner with no jacket.
So you gotta look at like a lot of this goofy shit, bro.
Wow, so wrong. That's so wrong.
You gotta look at.
Oh
my god.
Let me ask you this then.
Yes, sir.
Who do you think should go to the Lakers?
Yeah.
So what, like free agents?
Free agents. So,
well, I mean, it would be nice to see Jimmy Butler coming to LA.
No.
I think we need scoring.
Jimmy Butler's don't score like that.
No.
Jimmy Butler's defense.
Defense.
Nah,
he's great defense.
But he's a capable scorer though too.
Yeah, maybe like 18 points.
He give you about.
Well, I'm talking about you got the Klay Thompsons coming out there.
Klay Thompson ain't leaving.
I'm concerned about Klay Thompson right now.
I think
I don't
LA
know
needs to
Klay Thompson
temper
right
their
now.
expectations.
Like his shooting's been way off this year. What's going on with him?
He's still.
I think there's some stuff going on behind the scenes over there. Don't forget Klay Thompson's dad with the Lakers.
Mm-hmm.
Well, his brother plays for the Dodgers. Well, I think
not
anymore. Come on, baby, bro, man.
I'm just saying. Maybe, his shooting's off because he might be thinking about making that trip down south.
If they max him, I mean, it's capable if they don't max him out.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? That's
I
what
don't
I'm
think
saying.
he's going to get a max contract.
Yeah. You know what I'm saying? They don't max.
Look, I would tell everybody straight up in the locker room, have meeting, family meeting. Look, I'm letting y'all know right now, I'm going to get this 4th ring. After that, I'm out.
I think Kevin Durant's in the same boat. I'm going to get a 4th ring and I'm out.
I'll get my legacy off. Fuck it. I'm out of here. Y'all can do whatever y'all want. I might go back to OKC and say, fuck y'all, man.
I think KD's going to New York. I don't think
he's going to go to New York, man.
I think AD
I don't think those guys, as good as they are, want to be around James Dolan.
It's a lot of money to leave on the table. New York, not the money from New York. I'm talking about the money from everything else that's associated with being around.
But that's why Carmelo went there on those promises too, because of the location James Dolan had, and he didn't get any of that.
This is true.
He's got more of that being in Silicon Valley with those guys.
This is true.
And if you stay in California to monitor all your businesses that you have where you are and things that are going on, you're now in Hollywood too, another cash flow of money.
But isn't KD from like New Jersey or somewhere?
He's from Maryland.
There you go. Sometimes people just want to be close to home.
Yeah, he was supposed to sign with the Wizards and decided,
if I'm going there, I'm going to New York. I ain't going to the Wizards.
He's from close.
If I'm going to deal with losing, it's going to be in New York. It ain't going to be with the Wizards.
I don't know, man. I don't know.
Although, I also think Kawhi Leonard is not touching the Lakers at all.
No.
I don't, and I wouldn't want Kawhi Leonard. I think he's a great player. I just think mentally he's not made of hanging out in a big city. It's not his cup of tea. He wants to be in those small cities. Mm-hmm. So I still think it's AD and Klay Thompson.
Well,
which I'd be very happy with.
We'll see. And I can't wait to the lottery, if the Lakers get a lottery pick and somehow get that bust up in there and fuck the whole thing up. That one damn ball they get. Flip! Well, there's Zion. Well, fuck it, LeBron. Ha, bitch, all y'all gone. Me and Zion gonna run it. It's 2-on-5.
Man.
Don't tell me where, bro. Get it!
I'm gonna tell you right now, that ball pop up.
LeBron down. What veto we want?
The commissioner gonna do just like they did with Chris Paul. Veto. That ball right back here.
Adam Silver went the whole thing to him. Oh, I was wrong.
What? Let them cheat Zion. I'm gonna tell you right now, they get Zion, KD, and AD coming.
Well, man, I ain't with the Monsters, bro. I took a pay cut. I'm about to win 8 of them things, bro. Zion, what kind of Nike shoes you want, bro? I got them in the back making them right now.
Paul George gonna sit over there in OKC. I done fucked up, man.
I got all the Asian kids bidding right now. What kind of shoe you need? You need steel toe on that? You need the Timberland boot toes?
You got the tire treads on the side to make sure you don't come out of it.
Let me just shit.
LeBron be so damn happy, like, oh, y'all fucked up now. I'm about to find this dude in the block all game.
Okay, what y'all think about RJ Barrett?
I think he's a good one too.
He's over there. So Duke is predicted to have tied 5 out of the top 7 picks. I'll be there. Like so it's supposed to be 1 through 4 is Duke. Yeah. 5th is probably that kid from
Texas,
Marquette.
Oh, I thought it was a guy from Texas.
I think the kid from Marquette. And then the next 2 picks should be Duke.
Okay.
Their 6th man is the top 7 pick.
But they said that second 5 would be starting on any other team.
But okay, so what's your rationale behind the fact when Zion went out and they were like 3-3 and some shit like that, you know?
Because it's a switch up. Zion is like a different type of player. So you think about how you run your scheme all season, right?
Right.
Just like when you lose LeBron,
right? You
play to what his strengths are. Mm-hmm. You don't have a guy that's really giving you most of your points in the paint because they weren't like a big shooting team this year from the outside. Mm-hmm. A lot of the stuff happens in the paint. So when you take that away, you're not forcing guys that weren't in a shooting rhythm now become shooters. So RJ Barrett can shoot, but he's a volume shooter, so his numbers are inflated because of that.
Right.
But usually, if I'm a volume shooter, I can get away with that because I have a guy in the middle that's getting the rebounds and then kicking it back out to me. I don't have that anymore. Mm-hmm. So we're susceptible defensively now for defensive rebounds and offensive rebounds.
Yeah, and I think people overlook the impact he has on that defense. He's the one. People get to the rim a lot. He's the one that's blocking all those shots.
Yeah, did you see that shit against who was it against North Carolina in the semis? When that motherfucker went for a jump shot and Zion caught that shit midair and hit him in the face with it?
Oh, no, I didn't see that.
That shit was nasty as hell. This fool went up for a drop step. Zion caught the shit with one hand and boom, volleyball in his face.
Yeah, he
was like, what the hell? No foul, bitch.
One guy on the side of the court ran up to the other side and blocked somebody's shot who was going in for a layup. Who didn't even see him coming. Yeah. Defensively, I think is where he's made the biggest impact for him, and people forget that. He's great offensively, but defensively, he's such a huge.
I just
don't lose that. They have nobody. They have no big man besides him.
I just when he gets to the league, he takes care of his body. That's a lot of weight to be moving around. Like, that's a lot of games now. be playing extra on that body.
I see it differently. I think he's going to be just fine. It's different from a guy that's like, 160 pounds and all of a sudden balloons up to 280. This is a guy that's been this big through high school and now college. I think his body is used to it. It's not like a Greg Oden who just sprung up overnight and got super tall and his joints weren't made for that. He's been this size, been a bigger kid his whole life.
Shout out to Greg Oden. He got his degree from Ohio State.
Right on.
Like 2 weeks ago. He graduated.
Shout out Greg Oden one time.
I still think he's 80, but good dude.
Oh, and I was speaking of that draft class, so it's going to be trash. So you got Markelle Fultz, Lonzo Ball. Tatum was in that draft.
I thought Tatum was.
Yes.
Now, if they would have got Tatum over Lonzo Ball, come on.
Josh Jackson. I don't know what he's doing. De'Aaron Fox. Jonathan Isaac. Laurie Markkanen. He plays for the Bulls, so Laurie's doing all right. Yeah. But that's Levine's team now.
Right.
Sorry. Frank Ntilikina had a good year last year.
Yep.
This year,
I haven't heard anything from him.
Dennis Smith Jr. already been traded. He's doing well in the Knicks. That's going to work out for him.
Right.
Zach Collins, Malik Monk, Luke Kennard, Donovan Mitchell, good with the Jazz.
Right. I think that draft
Adebayo
in the 15 to 20. You know what I'm
Gets
saying? That's
better
where
at
it
the end
starts
of it, yes.
Adebayo, but he's up in Toronto.
Right.
He had a good. He did well in the playoffs last year for him. Not making a lot of noise right now.
Right.
Serviceable right now.
Right.
Justin Jackson. And then you got Justin Patton, Wilson, Leaf, John Collins, Harry Giles. Fuck, he's doing. He's supposed to be good out of Kentucky. I don't know what the hell he's doing. Terrence Ferguson, Jaren Allen, Linden, Swagan, and then you got Kuzma at 27th pick.
Mm-hmm.
His ass is out of here.
So you could have had Kuzma and Tatum.
Look,
But they're like the.
look, Jenny Bus.
Same player, but
Look, man, it's that fucking LA mystique. All that shit was hyped up to keep the hometown boy home.
I agree with
Send
you.
his ass to Orlando. Go to the Magic, player, or do what they want. Hey, all right, Phoenix, y'all obviously don't want to win ever. Take all our contracts.
Damn, you gonna do Phoenix like that?
Then go play book.
Damn.
Go play book. That's where Daddy wants you to go anyway. You can go have him, Jello, and Melo. How about that? I got a whole family in sunny Arizona.
Hot as fuck.
Have
Arizona.
at it. Don't give a fuck. Y'all get darker that way. Go out there.
And you gonna stop talking about us like this boys like that,
He
man.
said mulatto, beige, undercooked.
You gonna
Pancake
stop
batter
talking about us. Appreciate the way you talk about light skinned folks around here.
Oh man.
All that beige rage.
Supposed to be one around here.
Wow.
The mulattoes kicking in strong.
Well, on that note, folks, we gotta get ready to go. About time to wrap that shit up, Pete. Any more light skin jokes you want to get in before we turn the mic off?
No, I'm cool.
Disrespecting light folks. Saying right. Come over here for this kind of shit.
We got cookies though. I mean,
I'm gonna get a cookie there.
Jay, thank you for joining us on the show today, though, brother.
It's been
Appreciate
a pleasure. Thank you for having me.
Absolutely.
I'm come through again whenever y'all want me to. This has been an absolute joy.
Oh,
yeah.
You
nice
know,
having you, dog. It's
We
been
can
nice.
talk anything y'all want to talk about except trading LeBron. Anything else is on the table.
I'll win.
If they were to trade LeBron, where are they gonna trade him to?
What would you trade him for?
Seth
Castle.
Curry.
If I ain't getting KD,
Look, I need a
KD,
franchise. What? Yeah, I need a franchise. I need all of it. And the key to the city. Huh? I need the key to the city, bro. Like,
Need a free Pornhub account. I'm gonna need a whole bunch.
They need a
Pornhub premium. I need all passwords. No 30-day trial, 30-year trial.
Unlimited access to
Hey,
all of
shout
them.
out to XNXX. Fuck Pornhub.
My man!
Secret
XNXX is like they don't give a fuck. It should be on their water.
Everything. Everything.
XNXX, baby.
You all today, you'll spend some time checking out that site.
Yeah.
Spend some time checking it out once we leave.
They got some good shit on there, dog.
Category shit looking all weird.
Hey, man, get that man that paper towel and that jerky.
That's right, dog. You know what I'm saying?
Paper towel, jerkins, and a Snickers bar. Cause it's gonna be a while.
Folks, we out here.
Peace.
Peace.